Well, good afternoon, I think, from AldermanFarms. Nope, it's still morning. Got 8 minutes for morning. We have been out here working in the garden. We had a lot of weeds to deal with. We still have a lot of weeds to deal with, but we've been at it today working, and we just want to give y'all a little garden tour of what we've been doing. So here's our gate to our garden. Come on in. I guess I'm going to talk to you about every bed we have. I'm going to try and make it a little quick. It's hot. It's almost noon. This is where I had my bed of dill. We haven't gotten to it yet. There's still a little bit of dill in there. Probably won't be able to harvest any. Right over here is where I had the spaghetti squash planted. And I harvested it today. They turned a little yellow when they're ready to pick. I have one or two out here left that is not ready. Oh, by the way, I want to let y'all know we're gonna address the comments in just a minute. We're gonna when we get done, we'll go back through the comments just where the video will flow a little better. And then we're gonna. Oh, there goes a limb falling. I hear it. Anyway, kind of scared me. If you see right here, towards the end, they're kind of small. I've got one that needs to still be picked. I hadn't picked yet. We haven't done much work in this. No irrigation. They'd have done better with irrigation. But wanted to see if Tommy could show this. This spaghetti squash is ready to pick, and I can't really pick it. It has actually grown in the fence. It's in between the fence right there. So I guess I'll have to cut it to be able to get both sides of it. So this is the spaghetti squash. And I've harvested some. I'm going to show y'all that when we get done too, what I've harvested today. This right here is a mound of grass that I have pulled from this bed here. If you remember, we had the free plants planted here. And the goats really ate all of them, so I have pulled them up. There's 3 pepper plants left. That's from the free plants that I got. And behind it is eggplant. This was covered in grass. I did take before and after pictures, but I just want to tell you, this is not a deep leaf covering that we had on here. Not very deep at all. But the grass was so much less, and it was exposed more. Over here we put mulch, wood mulch. And so many more weeds in the leaf mulch. It was crazy. So I'm definitely in favor of the leaf, putting leaves in the garden rather than the mulch. In fact, I'd like to try and not ever put mulch in there again, just do leaves. This is some cayenne peppers. I didn't even realize I had some on the bush because of the grass in here. This one don't have any on it yet. I don't even know what kind of pepper it is because, like I said, this was my free plants. I'm really hot, so I got a little dizzy. Behind me here is mostly weeds. We had garlic here. We're going to try and get these weeds pulled up, see if there's any garlic. The goats ate them down quite a few times because I did have them in the garden and they ate it. Back behind me is the grapevine, and I'll show you a close-up of our grapes in a little bit. Let's see, Tommy need to reposition. This is the free tomato plants we got. We've picked 3 tomatoes so far. You know, show them this tomatoes right here. They're doing wonderful. Don't know what kind. I'm not sure what kind they are. Anyway, we haven't done any weeding in this bed. And see, I have leaves in here. Down here has leaves. And so it's really done pretty good keeping the grass out. And this is, let me see, I do have a thing for this. Garlic chives right here. I knew it was either onion or garlic. This may be an early girl tomato. I'm not sure. But anyway, I'm glad to have a start of these garlic chives. They'll keep coming back. So I'm glad to have those. Earlier I was telling Tommy, of course, over there where the eggplants are, I'm dizzy again. I'm really hot. We're going to plant peppers. I've got a few peppers I need to get out. We're going to plant over there with the eggplant. And I was trying to figure out where else I could plant some because I have a few little things of them. And I was telling Tommy, we're sitting back in the shade taking a break, and I was telling him we need to weed this bed and I can plant them in here. I didn't even realize I've already planted this bed. It's so full of grass. So this evening we're going to work on getting the grass out of here. This is a pepper plant here. This is weeds. excuse me, this is a pepper plant too. And so it has really got a lot of weeds in it. Back behind me is the cherry tomatoes, and they're doing great. They're really doing good. We've got to weed them. We've got to do some more tying up on them. Yeah, if you want to show them. We've got cherry tomatoes on it. Let's see if you can see that side. But see, like, they're a nice sturdy bush. Yeah, there's some right in there, Tommy, if you can zoom in on them. Got some cherry tomatoes growing. They're doing really, really good. I'm very pleased. And I haven't pulled any suckers this year off of tomato plants. So
lots of flowers.
I have a jungle. What? What?
I said lots of flowers.
Yeah, lots of flowers. This is only 9 plants, and it's going to be, let's go this way there. It'll be more than enough tomatoes for us. Cherry tomatoes. I don't eat a ton of cherry tomatoes. Chelsea eats a lot of cherry tomatoes, so she'll have plenty. This box here, we never did plant anything in it. I was gonna plant peppers in this box, but I think it needs to be weed-eated. But anyway, right here is my mound of weeds that came out of, let me cross over here, this box. This actually is my okra. Here's something I missed.
That the goats have eaten down twice.
The goats ate it twice, and if you want to walk down this way, Tommy, and I'll walk this side, it's doing great. Here is, well, I guess it's too late now. Here's an okra pod here. We haven't watered it like we should, so it's hard, and I'm gonna go ahead and let this go to seed. So I do have an okra growing, and you see it's branching out good, and so right here I'm gonna make okra, not just on the main trunk of it here, but this is 2 branches actually. So that's one reason I picked this okra. It's green velvet okra, because it does branch and it helps you to make more okra.
Sorry for the shaky camera work.
Okra has been so resilient. Here's a beautiful flower if you've never seen an okra flower. Let me see if I can look at that. Isn't that pretty? And if you see right here, more flowers are going to open here. And of course, where it flowers, it makes okra. Okra doesn't have male and female flowers, as far as what I can recollect. It's just when it flowers, it makes okra. I've been very pleased. Once I got the weeds out, I could see that the okra, I've lost a few okra, but maybe just 5. I've lost this one here, and I've lost about 4 here. Maybe 1 was there too. I left the stobs here where I could show you. So I'm pleased. This one's coming back too. It looks puny, but it's coming back. These are the stobs right here that the goats really got.
They obviously, they ate down past the growth point.
Yeah.
As Mr. James Richmond explained.
Yeah. And so this right here is apple mint, and it's due to us has died back because we didn't water it. And so I really want to put that somewhere else where it can really flourish. We haven't done anything with it yet, but it'll make a wonderful tea.
But it'll stay in a pot wherever we put it.
No, I'm going to do a big, I think I'm going to plant it in the ground.
In the ground?
I am, but the apple mint's not supposed to be as bad as the other mint.
Okay, well.
We're just not going to weed eat it. Right here is a box that I had radishes in, and I did harvest a time or 2. And the goats got into it, and so I've just let it go. Right here I had planted some carrots, which was way too late. They've done nothing. So my goal is to get all the weeds out of these boxes and get some leaves covering the ground and do that. Oh, I forgot I had planted. I think this is pimento peppers right here. These 2 little plants. I had planted about 6 of them. And you see there's lots of weeds. No.
I hope I'm aiming at it because I can't see anything for the glare.
Right here is pimentos. And I wanted to make sure I showed y'all, this is the, what is it called? Envy. Oh, what's the name of these plants? Oh, zinnias. Envy zinnias. And they're supposed to be a lime green. Mine aren't quite so lime. They're not as bright as the pictures. But they have made it, show them this one right here, Tommy. It's really pretty. Here's one that's just opened. It's beautiful. but it's not as quite as lime green as I thought it would be. So I'll try and cut some of these for market, you know, not these that are blooming